What is going on, everybody? Depraved Slasher here. We are back with another music reaction. I'm Depraved.
I'm Hellcat.
And together we are
HellaDepraved.
Alright, so we're back from our vacation.
Every town has an Elm Street.
That hasn't happened
And
in a
thank
long
you.
time. Thanks to whoever
Welcome. Yeah.
But yeah, so we're back from our vacation.
We made it.
Yep, I thought I was gonna die.
He did.
Fuck turbulence.
Minor.
Minor my ass.
Yeah.
I was damn near upside down. So, anyways, I figured the best place to start in playing catch up is with We Skeem. He dropped a new song.
All right.
The song is called Lie to Me. It is off of his Manic album that he released recently. We have not heard it, obviously. That's why we're reacting.
It's nice that it comes with a music video.
But super excited to check this out. Miss Skeem seems to have loved it. She had posted about it on both TikTok and Twitter.
Oh, cool. All right.
So I don't know what we're getting
behind it.
what we're getting ourselves into.
We never know. Not with Skeem.
Well, the reason why it's important to say that Miss Skeem enjoyed it is because she's probably more critical on his music than
No, that's why I
everyone
said
else
if she
is.
said it, then you know it's a good one. Yeah.
Right. So super stoked. So with that being said, we're going to react to this. If you guys have already seen it, if not, click the link in the description below. Hop on over to all the things. Coming back and say that because we're a commentary, reaction, breakdown comedy channel. What that means is we will pause for any and all of the above. And one more side note, we are trying to figure out ways to get the
Best
laggy
internet connection we can from our unit that's upstairs down here.
Right. So we're not going to be able to get it moved downstairs because the cable company had installed everything upstairs. If this does not work, what we have done, we're going to have to get like a Wi-Fi extender and hope that that works.
Right, which aren't cheap. So
But those are kind of more
that's an expensive experiment
than I have for right now.
Yeah.
So, anyways, with that being said, we're going to slash and break it down. This is We Skeem with Lie to Me. Let's get it.
I think we know that I fake this. I think we're both losing patience. I'm not too far from a patient. I know I'll never be healthy. I know I'll never be able. But let's pretend like we're wealthy, and then my mind remains stable. Lie to me. Say I make you happy. Tell me that.
I absolutely love her facial change. Like, instantaneous.
Okay. I am laughing and it has nothing to do with the song.
Right.
I'm laughing because We Skeem hates cats.
And she just made
And
an
this is the
appearance.
first time in almost, well, we haven't done very many reactions, but like 3 weeks that she's jumped up in either of our
We've
laps.
been gone for a week.
to be
so
in a
she's
reaction.
Just, yeah.
Love my baby.
That's it. The content of this song is hard. It's like, you know, there's all these things that I can't fix.
Right.
And I know that it sucks for you, and she looked like she was over his shit. And then all of a sudden the mask comes off, and it's, you know, now we're playing wealthy. We're playing healthy.
Right.
Tell me that life's easy with me, and I'm not a burden to you. What I need from you, please lie to me. Let's pretend that I'm barely broken. Let's amend all the words I've spoken. Call me friend without even joking, then rescind all the hate that broken. Say I'm normal, my mind's not toxic. It's not genetic, my son didn't get it. Say all the tests were wrong. Tell me that I song. Lie to me. Say I make you happy. Tell me that life's easy with me, and I'm not a burden to you. What I need from you, please lie to me.
Really like the layering with the singing there.
Me too.
It's a great dynamic for this song specifically.
Now, do not get me wrong. Or we, for that matter, have not, like, hung out with the Skeems a whole lot.
Right. A couple times.
A couple times. I don't know...
One was a working hangout, too, so,
Right.
yeah.
I don't know... I don't know how much of what we got to see of them is how they normally are without people around, obviously, because, I mean, you're going to be different with people around than with
Right.
not people around. And at least from what we got to see, they actually seem to, for the most part, really get along.
Right.
But obviously there's always stuff that happens
And granted, they've
Behind
been
the scenes
together
thing.
for
ever.
a long, long time, so a lot of the original problems are going to be, at least they know they're there kind of things that they've adjusted to. But with his whole, like, plea that all the tests and stuff were wrong about their son, I mean, that's heartbreaking, because
Right.
it was one of the secondary reasons that I made the choice to never have children of my own. The first one just being no biological clock kicked in and I just didn't want them. But I would have such a hard time with guilt if one of my kids ended up with fibro or any of the other assortment of medical problems that I have, because I have struggled with it since puberty. I know how much it sucks. And I just knew that I couldn't watch a kid in pain and be like, yeah, I made you that way. That's exactly how I think about it from my own, I'm not talking about mental health issues as much, I guess, but just, I don't know. Again, it was a choice I made. Also, any of those mental health stuff, the autism spectrum, all of that, like, there's adjustments that I think we have now available to start help. And also all the testing and just knowing what's going on early on that weren't around when Skeem was young, when I was young, so on and so forth, that could have helped make them more healthily adjusted by the time they became teenagers in terms of how to cope, how to, think about things, so on and so forth.
Right. I'm going to let the rest of the song play out while I gather the rest of my thoughts.
Yeah. I do love this slow bass. That bass coming in at the very beginning was a nice effect instead of, the hi-hat that's in there being the first thing you hear. It was the bass sort of reverbing.
Right.
This has been put together extremely, extremely well.
Right.
You, please lie to me.
And she's
No. Was this the one that he said that he had hired an actual actress to play that role? Either way, it came out quite nicely.
All right. So, one of the things I will say is as far as the schemes go, because this definitely feels like he definitely wrote it for
This is a very personal
his
song.
wife. One of the hardest things in life is to find, just in general, people that will accept you for who you are, let alone someone who's willing to spend the rest of their life with you.
Right.
And not everybody necessarily finds that. From what I do know of the schemes, and granted, due to mental health issues, it's always not easy to see it this way.
Right.
But one of the things I can say is I do feel like We Skeem has found that person that, even though it may cause issues, just in life in general, she has pretty much accepted him for who he is,
Right.
faults and all, and loves him, and even regardless of the poking shit at each other on Twitter.
Yeah, but that banter is fun, you know. Yeah.
They still very much love each other and have accepted each other both in
Yeah, and
who they
honestly,
are,
with
faults
her
or not.
education and everything, she is the best option for raising his kids.
Right. So,
She's an amazing mom. Yeah.
and again, like I said, due to mental health issues,
It's hard to see from that perspective.
it's hard to see from that perspective.
Yeah.
But dude, this was fucking tastic.
Get a lot of this
It's-
though.
I do too.
I am there. I've been there with the whole like. I feel like a burden on anybody that I'm partnered with. There's so much that I feel like I can't do that is normal because of fibro, or I haven't done, or you know, even just the limited income, the set income the government gives me on disability is a hindrance to a lot of stuff. So this song, like, is very relatable, very. And I loved it in terms of the melody and the pacing and so on and so forth.
Definitely, it's definitely one of my favorite Skeem songs.
Yeah.
For sure.
And Mrs. Skeem is always right, I think. Like,
Always.
But he keeps getting better and better. Like, the progression from where we started reacting to him to now is crazy, astronomical in terms of how just everything comes together for these.
Right.
Yeah.
Keep your head up, homie. I know that's not always the easiest or best thing to hear.
Well,
it's what I've got.
It sounds like an empty platitude. It's more
it
what
does.
it, yeah.
It sucks, and then that's another rough thing about mental illness. Again, I've been there.
Everything sounds sort of like,
When you're at
It's
your
okay
worst,
here.
you don't. It's almost like you don't want people to be like, "Oh, you'll be okay."
yeah, you want them to be like, oh, you're fucked.
No, you just want them to fuck off. Let's be real.
Yeah, just don't talk to me
Don't talk to
whatsoever.
me.
Yeah.
But I just.
Yeah.
There's not much else I can say. The only thing I've personally dealt with and still deal with on a pretty regular basis is depression.
Right.
But we also know Skeem has to deal with so much other stuff that he's been
Right.
diagnosed with. Which
Well,
I'm not going to spill his shit here.
He's
There's
got
tons
young
of videos you can
kids,
go
he's
watch.
got, you know, that like there's just a lot more
But yeah,
pressures. And here's the thing. This is just one of those things that you need to get out and put into words sometimes, because while I feel like this, if I sit down and think about it, it's not something that's at the forefront of my brain all the time. So obviously it gets worse when I get depressed over other stuff. I'm like, oh my God, I'm a burden. Financially, I'm a burden because I can't operate like normal, yada, yada. You know, just, I need to win the lottery or someone to fix me, or, you know, I'm definitely came with parts missing. That kind of thing. But it's also not something that I dwell on every single day. But it is something that I've journaled about, written poetry about, and I think it just needs to be purged at some point. So I hope that this isn't him, like, being in that place right now that you were talking about, but more so like during his manic episode, this was one of the sentiments that he deep down does feel and just needed to purge at the time. Right. And it's going to be one that he cycles back to every time he gets depressed, but I hope that all of his relationships keep not lying to him, but holding on and showing him that in truth those things don't matter in the long run. Like you're not so broken that you're not lovable, you know?
Right. At the end of the day, just know I feel for you, homie. If my car was more dependable, I would come feel on you. I mean, hang out with you.
He wasn't lying.
But yeah,
I'd lend you my sun hat more often. Like, I would definitely love to hang out with him. Our car is just
a piece of shit.
Oh, she's finicky.
Fuck
she
her.
Only likes it when it's sunny.
She don't even like it then.
Oh, come on now.
She's like, fucking put me out of my misery.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit was a fabulous movie.
Look, if I had a car like that cab,
only when it's sunny,
I'd be here for it. Anyways, great song though. We loved it. So, with that being said, if you guys liked the video, slash that like button, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Comment down below, what did you think of We Skeem's Lie to Me? Also, comment down below if there's anything else you guys want to see reacted to. Check the description below for, well, everything.
Push our buttons. Come join us on our other social media platforms, mostly Twitter if you want him to respond to you.
With that being said, we love you guys. Thank you all for watching. Cannot wait to see you depraved people later. Peace!